YouTube, it's Maddie the Emptiness Scrapper. Welcome to my channel. I'm so glad you stopped by. If it's your first time, I hope you enjoy the content. And if you're returning, as always, I'm super glad you came back. Today, I'm starting a new series, and that is a stash dive. You've probably heard this all over YouTube, and it is actually a collab that I joined a couple of years back called Smash Our Stash, and I really did enjoy participating in that collab. And there are a few others like it, maybe more than I've seen. And I was considering hopping on again or seeing if, there was something that would fit what I was looking for. And what I'm looking for, and what many of you are looking for, is a way to remember to use our stash, to love what we have, and to hop off this buying merry-go-round when our craft rooms are jam-packed with super cute and fun things to do. So, I'm doing a stash dive, I'm shopping my stash, and I'm going to play with the things I already have, and I hope you'll come along. My idea is that when you see a stash dive is coming on, and I plan to try to do it once a month. I apologize for not starting at the beginning of 2024. Yes, it's February, but that's how I roll. Anyway, I hope you'll hop on with me when you see it's a stash dive. Grab something in your craft room that you haven't touched in a year or more, or something maybe you've never used. Believe me, I've got quite a bit of both. So I don't think I will have difficulty finding content or items to use in my stash. So I hope you'll join along with me. Today I am going to be featuring this beautiful set of Caran d'Ache watercolor crayons. And these are artist quality. I have no business owning these. I am not an artist. I am not even good at art. And once you see my coloring skills, you'll agree wholeheartedly, I guarantee it. Yet, these are super fun. They go on any paper real smooth. They liquefy immediately. I love them, but I am intimidated and do not pull them out because they're artist quality and I'm not an artist. But I have them, so I'm going to bite the bullet and try to use them more and enjoy them and have fun. And, I got them as a gift, and I'm sure that the intent was that I would enjoy them and have fun and not just be afraid to touch them because they're better than me, which they are. So let me let you have a little peek and see what I'm going to be using. I mean, I just have barely used them at all, and they are super fun. So this is just an outer casing. I'm going to put it aside, and I'll let you guys see what it looks like. So there they are. Here's the information booklet. I'm going to put that aside. And there are the beautiful crayons. So this is not a full set. Full set is quite pricey. This is a set of 30, and I imagine since I am afraid to use them, they're more than enough for me. If I start using them and loving them and feeling as if I need more colors, well, these you can buy, one at a time, open stock. So for right now, it looks like a lovely array of colors to me, and I'm going to use them and have a little bit of fun. So grab something out of your stash that you haven't used and have a little fun. So what I did was I pulled out, and I don't know if you do this, but I have some images stamped and put through my scan and cut, waiting for me to play with them. So I'm going to color this pretty little flower image with my watercolor crayons. And, you know, try not to laugh because I do not have skills. My plan is to scribble and then use a water brush. So I'm sure many of you have one of these. This is a Pentel water brush. The water is in here, and it's for the super lazy people who don't want to use a jar of water on their table. So I'm just going to make sure it's clean because who knows if I've cleaned this. Looks okay. So I'm going to scribble, and then I'm going to add water and see how it rolls. So I hope you've picked something in your craft room that you are playing with, and maybe you're scribbling, maybe you're using alcohol ink, maybe you are paper piecing, art journaling, using colored pencils. Oh, there's another one I haven't done in a jillion years. Colored pencils. I cannot remember using my colored pencils. I have a moderate size set of Inktense Derwent, and they are watercolor pencils. I also have a small set of Prismacolor. Small set seems to be pretty well enough for me because, hey, haven't used them at all. So maybe once or twice in the entire time that I have them. I also have a full set of a budget marker, and they are the square root fillers or something like that. You know, I'm sure I butchered that name, but I had seen a few reviews on the internet, and people seemed to feel that they were a nice pencil for, you know, budget value. And going by the fact that I don't use colored pencils ever, and don't have any art skills at all, I thought this was something for me to have rather than, you know, buy a full set of, you know, pricey professional watercolor pencils or just standard pencils that I don't use either one. Let me have a full array of colors and know that people who have some skill feel as if they are a good value and a good array of colors, and will probably be sufficient for anything I do or might ever do. If someday I wake up and I've turned into some sort of artist that has some sort of skill, maybe I will step into the world of a full set of, you know, professional quality pencils. But some of the things that I have learned just by watching reviews, and I love to watch reviews. Okay, here comes the magic. I am going to, these are the two colors that I used. I just randomly picked up pink, and here's the pink, and a red. That might be too close for you to see. I'll go one at a time. This one says rose, so I can't tell if it's not focusing or it's just that I can't see anymore. And this one is called what the heck is this called? Scarlet, I believe. Scarlet. So I'm going to mix these two together, and I kid you not, this scribble, and I'll show it to you up close, it's just plain old scribble. Every single one of those lines will completely disappear. That much I know from the short amount of time that I've used these. And to me, that is magical. So I do love using these. And to me, I have not been interested in really buying additional colored pencils or crayons after I really started using these, because they are just a dream they liquefy immediately and blend without any difficulty whatsoever. So for someone like me who has zero talent, this is like idiot proof. So I just put the darker color on the lines that are drawn in by the artist who created this stamp. And I'm just doing adding water and letting those colors blend into one another. Obviously, they are compatible colors, a red and a pink. It's not rocket science. I don't know anything about color theory. I have looked at videos on color theory, and I know there are things that we can learn about mixing colors so that our crafts don't get a muddy look to them and look more realistic. But I'm just happy with, adding water to a little bit of scribble and having them just mix effortlessly. And I have to admit, I had been addicted to all different watercolor pencils, crayons, things like that. And I have a whole bunch of them. And there are a few others that work super well like these. But these I chose to pull out today because I almost never use them, because they are the artist quality crayons in my stash, and I'm intimidated by them. But someone who loves me bought them for me and wants me to be playing with them and enjoying them, and that's what I intend to do with this and every other tool or medium in my stash that has gone unloved and ignored. So I hope you will do the same. And I may choose another rarely used item, because I have a few of these. I have, watercolor pencils, crayons, all sorts of fun stuff that's not even, these I actually avoid because I'm intimidated by them. But some of the things I just didn't get around to it. But I do know this, and I know you've seen this because this is recent, but Tim Holtz recently came out with his full set of watercolor crayons, and I love Tim Holtz. I love the color palette. I love the products. I have tons of Tim Holtz products that I use and I enjoy. But I did not buy those watercolor, not crayons. He had crayons before, pencils. The pencils just recently came out. And I do love the palette, and I think it's probably very fun to have. But I already have several products that do basically the exact same thing. And newsflash, even though I don't have any talent, I know this. Any water-soluble medium can be mixed. So if I don't have the exact color in my arsenal of watercolor crayons, pencils, even oil pastels, those are fun. Don't even know the difference, but I have them. You can mix those colors and make any color you want, or close enough for me. So I do not intend to add those Tim Holtz water-soluble pencils. And even Tim Holtz himself says, you know, if you have pencils, I'm not reinventing the wheel. You don't have to get these. You may not need them. And I appreciate that he said that, because he's right. I don't need them. I probably would like them. I will say I don't know if they liquefy as easily as these, because I promise you, I don't know what paper I chose to stamp on right now. And the reason I did not take note of that, like I can tell you, I used VersaFine Clair and embossed it to stamp this image, because I knew that I didn't want the black outline to run. And anyone knows that if you use the wrong ink or don't emboss, that could easily happen. So you take note of that. But I use either hammer mill or accent opaque. Usually 100, 120. I also have some Michael's 100 in my stash. And sometimes I use Bristol. Those are the papers that I generally will use to create my projects. And with these particular watercolor crayons, it doesn't matter what paper I use. It always liquefies flawlessly, immediately, and I'm always happy with the result. So if it were something, I believe Tim Holtz said for this technique, so I believe he said for his watercolor pencils, he recommends watercolor paper. And of course, we all know that if you add too much water and you're not using watercolor paper, you could get quite a bit of pilling. But also, he said those pencil marks that you've made when you put down your pigment, they will not disappear. Now, I have kindergartner skills, but I can't see. Now, my eyes are bad, but I absolutely cannot see any marks from the initial lay down of crayon. And that's what I love. So if you wanted to try some watercolor crayons, I would highly recommend this. Let us move on to the leaves. So this is yellow green. Do I want yellow green? Yeah, we'll go with yellow green. Yellow green. And I'm going to also add in whatever this is. And it says emerald green. So I'm going to do the same kind of method. I'm going to scribble, and then I'm going to scribble again. Those are my skills. I scribble. I am, I am not optimistic that I will ever learn how to be an artist, but I can scribble. And so that's my plan, and I'm sticking to it. So I'm going to scribble the light color, and then I'm going to add the dark color where the lines are. The artist showed me where the dark color should be. If I see any things that I would like to change in the flowers, after I've completed the leaves, I will do so, because they will probably be dry or near dry at the time I'm done with my leaves. So there's the first scribble, and then I'm just going to scribble on top of these lines somewhat. You know, it's me, so it's just, it is what it is. But I don't mind. I find this kind of crafting relaxing, therapeutic. I appreciate having a channel like this so I can talk to the YouTube folks out there and hopefully have them craft along with. Up here in the north, it's cold. It's not very fun to be outside. We're trying to stay away from, or I'm trying to stay away from shopping too much because I don't need anything. So I have better use for my money than buying more supplies when I already have, I believe, more supplies than I can use in a lifetime. And, you know, I'm hoping to have a few years left. And yet, I don't think I need very many more supplies. Now, if I see something unique and something that I feel I'll get good use of, and I can afford it, yes, I'm going to get it. I am not going to never buy craft supplies again. But honestly, I don't need much. And I'd like to play with the things I have and enjoy them. That's why I have them. And that's why you have them too. So let me know if you have this supply. This supply is so super fun. Let me know if you use it. Or I hope if you have it, or something like it even, and you don't use it, let me know if I've inspired you to use it. Because, you know, that would be great. That would be great also. If you have the Tim Holtz and you haven't used them, or if you have, I have some Prima water soluble. They are not, I just got green in my pink because those are my skills. We'll see if it lifts a little bit. Anyway, we'll figure that out later. I have some Prima, I don't think they're watercolor crayons, but they are water soluble medium, and they are just lovely. They are creamy and lovely. I don't think they're crayons though. It'll come to me. I mentioned it before, but I really like those too, and I think I'm going to bring those out and give them a little love. And when I remember what they're called now, I'm looking over there and saying, what are those? Oh, oil pastels. That's what they are. They're oil pastels. And they are creamy and fun, and they also liquefy beautifully. And that's what I look for. You know, we're all different. to some people, they feel that, having a matching palette is very useful. And I agree. I'm sure it's very useful. But that's not what I look for first. I look for easy. And if I can get away with putting down pigment and having it liquefy easily, that's what I am going to gravitate to. I have a set of watercolor crayons. They're called scribble sticks, and I really wanted to love them. I don't remember if they're Dina Wakley. I think they might be Dina Wakley. And those scribble sticks, cannot get them to liquefy. Cannot get those scribble marks off my project to save my life. And I keep trying different things. I keep trying, let's try some different paper. Maybe it needs different paper. And then maybe it needs gesso, the paper to be treated with gesso. And, it just, I feel like I really just wanted to love it, but is it worth the effort? Especially since I have so many other similar items that do the exact same thing, but better. I should let them go. I should let them go and bless someone else's craft room with them. But that particular palette has very unusual colors. Colors that are not run of the mill. There is a particular set that has muted colors that I just think are unique. And I thought that it was worth having a little variety, but I can't make them work properly to save my life. And I keep giving them chance after chance, another chance, a different paper, a different, maybe I should use, instead of a water brush, I should use a traditional brush, which I hate. So I don't know why I would want to work on a project in a way that I hate just to satisfy the crayons that I also hate, but I want to like. I don't know. Leave me in the comments if you have a love-hate relationship with any of your supplies, because, I should just give it up already and let it go. Let it go. I'm sure one of my crafty friends would be, delighted to play with it. Maybe not everybody has something like that. And I kind of think they probably don't all have something like that, and would be happy to try that. And if they can get some love in someone else's craft room, then everybody wins. I win some space, and I get to stop. Look at that. I talk about outside of the lines, coloring outside of the lines. That's me. That is me. I have no patience. I don't go slow. I don't take care. I just slap on the pigment and slap on the water. But there's a place in the crafting world for me too. And, thank goodness for stamps. I can't draw to save my life. And I can still play. I can still play with my stamps and my ink pads and my dies and embossing powder and embossing folders, all sorts of tools to help people without talent play in this fun hobby. And I appreciate all the tools that are available. Thank goodness for stamp positioning tools. Those just opened a whole new world to what I would be able to do. I not only can't I draw, but I cannot stamp with a block to save my life. The other thing that I am super bad at, and maybe you are too, I'm not really sure, but not only am I bad at it, but I hate, and I mean to hate fussy cutting. This stamp that you see here, I threw it right in the scan and cut. And unless it's a super simple image, and even then I throw it in the scan and cut. That's what I like to do. That was a great investment for me. I have seen other crafters, you know, fussy cutting with such ease, and hats off to them. But even when my hand was steady, and it is far from steady, I'll tell you that, but when it was, I couldn't do that. Now I have no chance. I've developed some hand issues, among other things, trigger finger, and you know, I'm hoping it will not continue to get worse. I am doing the exercises and hoping that it will continue to improve. It has been improving, but no way did I ever like fussy cutting. And when I saw the scan and cut, I said, that is for me. That is for me. I love it. And I use it if I want an image to be cut in any sort of useful way. So this is what the leaves look like, and super fun because it's easy peasy. And let's go with a little bit of yellow, and I think I'm going to add a little orange in addition. So that'll be our centers. And if I want to add some detail, go back. I think I'm just going to leave it as is though. Otherwise this video will be 8,000 hours. Feel free to fast forward and not listen to my mumbo jumbo. But this is the last thing I'll do. If I want to make some changes to this, I will, even after my card is assembled. But this is what I've decided to use my watercolor crayons for, and it worked as easily as I remember, and I am hoping to continue to take it out on the regular and play with it as it deserves to be played with. So I'm going to close this up right now and put it aside. So the other thing I did was pull out some old 12 by 12 scraps out of my stash, and I have card base. I don't know what I made it out of. Some, you know, one of those papers that I mentioned, accent opaque or one of the things. And I cut down some of the scraps out of my stash. And this one, what I did was, isn't that pretty? What I did was, this was the scrap it sort of has a little bit of variation, but I thought it looked a little drab. So I pulled this out, and this is a new stamp by Simon Hurley, scripty stamp. It's a background, and I stamped it in two colors, mustard seed and vintage photo. And I gave that background a little bit more interest, and I really like it. There it is. So I'm going to stack these two puppies, and let's see how this looks. I can snip off the edges. I can leave them hanging over. I'll probably initially leave them hanging over because I kind of like that from time to time. And that, of course, you can always change. You can always take it off if you want to. And I had, if I didn't lose it, I had a little sentiment. So let's see. I think I wanted it to go more like this. I'll show it to you. It's sort of hard for me to position it when it was facing you. And just a little sentiment. Actually, yeah. I think I'll put it there and cover one of my mistakes. So what do you think? I'm going to put that together and create a little card. I think it kind of came together okay. So, and it also goes pretty well with the theme of Stash Dive, because I did of course use a new stamp. Anyone who's familiar with Simon Hurley knows that that stamp is relatively new. I thought I had a stamp like it in my stash. I could not find it. Then later on, I actually did find it, but it was not as large. And so I just decided to make the splurge and buy the background stamp. I am on a low buy, and I have been buying pretty low. Not too much coming in. But, you know, if you're on a low buy or a no buy, and you feel there is something that you see that you really feel is going to be useful in your stash, that's up to you. If you feel like you want to add to your stash because that's going to be something very useful, then I say go ahead and do it. If you really can't afford it, if you can't make your basic payments on everything else, of course, don't do it. But that's a very personal decision. Let's smash that down a bit while I get this one prepared. So I hope you enjoyed this content, and I really hope you are diving into your own stash. Oops, looky what happened there. Isn't that the way? Right on camera, huh? Okay, I hope you're diving into your own stash using all of your products, giving them some love, and using them as they were intended to be used, to give you some joy, to support your hobby, to pass it along, and as Jennifer McGuire would say, share some handmade kindness. Isn't that fun? Sharing handmade kindness. Okay, let's see if we can make this happen. And I want the words, although it probably just doesn't matter at all, but I do want those words to be up and down if I am. So that is what the base is going to look like. I've got that hint of green, and then the yellow with the background stamp on top. And now I will just going to use glue on this. Not going to pop it up. Usually I'm a popper. This time, I think no. I think I'm just going to go with the glue and see how I feel about that. Maybe I'll pop up the sentiment. Not sure. Probably not. But I'm going to place this on my card. Oop, not in camera. Okay. Place that. I'm going to have it hang it off a little bit less. So if I do decide to give it a little chop and take off, I may not even need to. I can maybe make that work. If I maybe make that work. Pretty close. Pretty close. Yeah. Yeah, that is making it, I think. Let's see if I can smash that down. I may have to do a second gluing, but let me adjust that again. See, this part is a little bit off, and it may not have to be. We'll see. We'll see. Now, let's see. Yep. Yep. Okay. So, after abusing it, going to have to add more glue again. And that's okay. That is a-okay. Little to this side. Little to this side. You guys must have all done this. Let me know. I can't be the only one who does this. You put it down. You say, nope, I don't think so. And then you glue it again. That is definitely something that is no stranger to me. But, you know, that could just be me. I'm really not a precise kind of crafter. So I just do the best I can. Now, the beauty of that is I'm going to just smash that down and let it adhere for a minute. I think I am just going to, I'll see if I need to add a little strip to make that work. Not really sure. I might not. But here's some scrap paper. And if I need it, I'm going to use it. So I will see how that looks. Because I think it's going to be half on and half off the image. So that seems well enough for the moment. I believe it's going to be, maybe a little piece. Just to make it not flippity floppity. Little piece underneath. I mean, we've got these scraps, so why not, right? Why the heck not? So we'll just put a little glue on the end. That's the right side. And see if that helps out our scenario. Oh, of course, I put that on in the wrong direction. Let's see. Shall we move that? Let's see. I think I might need another piece. I have a little extra glue there, so I'm going to just snip off another piece and sort of make it happen. Where'd that scrap go? I just had you. I put you aside. Like, oh, here you are. Yeah, here you are. Just makes it easier to see if I can make it the same size. Yep. Okay, so let's see. Let's see. I think that will do the trick. I do. I think it'll do the trick. So let me see what that looks like when I place it down. Yeah, I think that's going to work. I do. So I'm going to glue it down and then I'll show you. And you can tell me in the comments if you think it worked. But this is what I'm going with. So, yeah. Yeah. Okay. All right. So, that's what we have. So, I just took some supplies I had hanging around. I took some scraps I had hanging around. I had this cinnamon hanging around. I'm sure you have tons of cinnamons hanging around too. And put them together. So, I'm just going to add my name to the back. And that's my stash dive for today. I hope you enjoyed the content. If there is something that you would like me to use from my stash, if I have it, I will absolutely do it next month or coming up soon. But please join me and dive into your stash and make something fun and give your supplies a little bit of love. If you have these, take them out and play. They are super fun and easy. With that, I will say thank you for stopping by. I hope you had fun, and I hope to see you next time. Bye-bye, YouTube.